Hi,
Salute.
Mico. How are
Thank you.
you?
I'm good, Bill. How are you?
Good, good, very good. Nice to meet
Congratulations
you.
on the film.
Thank you, thank
Uh,
you.
Me, I'm a big fan of your work, and
Yeah,
usually your movies are like concentrated on the characters, character driven. But I wanted to know why this movie you choose to adapt, and what's the difference on adapting the novel and seeing the whole film.
right. A lot of reasons. The novel, I think it was written 50 years ago, and I think we're just catching up to what it had to say. Certainly the kind of gender fluidity, the proto-trans issues there, and also the enduring relevance of it, right? He didn't make it specifically about Argentina, but he was talking about repressive regimes and the way that they treat queer people. And that has sadly, just come right back in full force today. So that I think made it relevant. And also as a musical, it just felt because it's about his obsession with movie musicals, it had to be made into a movie because I think only be told really by recreating that period that he loved so much.
No, me, I loved it because it's me. I love musicals in general, and musicals
Right.
for me, it's a very hard genre to make because, like, and the fact that you put like two pictures next to each other, one in the prison and one it's
Yeah.
very colorful, one is very
Yeah.
vibrant, and all of this.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. I love the scenes between Diego inside
Mm.
the prison with him and seeing how he suffered and dealing all of this. What kind of conversation you hoping that film sparks nowadays regarding sexual identity and
Yeah.
all of what's we going on, what we're facing right now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's more than sexual identity. I think it's about look, and this was what Puig set up, and it's still so powerful. I think you take two people, you put them into a space where they can't escape from each other, and also you strip everything else away. It doesn't matter how educated they are, whether they're rich or poor, where they come from, their 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 sexuality doesn't matter. They're just there, and every day that they wake up is the day that they might die. So they're forced, they
Right.
couldn't be more different, but they're forced to start to look at each other and connect to each other. Then they start to, there are acts of kindness that happen between them. And then they so see each other as individuals that they fall in love with the individual in that cell. And that becomes the ultimate incredible spiritual liberation, right? And I do
Mhm.
think, we have to start doing that in the world we live in, right? We have to start somehow figuring out some acts of kindness that allow us to see each other as individuals beyond the labels and all of that we're so distracted by all the time. So that I think is what makes it important to tell, right now. And I think, obviously it's just a feeling you might emerge from a movie. But if these two characters can grow toward each other, like the rest of us can either. Maybe, who knows?
No, it's very educational to people and how to treat one another because when he started you people and then he said, no, 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 don't like say you people.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm just like
exactly.
you, we're not different. I love those
Yeah,
kind of moments because they kind of no matter the choices, no matter like what people preferences, it should not exclude them or like distance them out from being human beings at the end of the
that's
day,
right. That's
you
right.
know.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
I want to know, how did you work with your actors on bringing
yeah,
the best out of them for them to portray the
yeah.
characters, and are you happy with the portrayal?
I am very happy. I'm very grateful to both of those actors. Diego, first of all, so we shot the Hollywood movie, then we went to Uruguay and sat and rehearsed it like a play. It was just the two
Wow.
actors, and we rehearsed it and then shot it in order, which was amazing. And we were
Oh,
living, we were living in that prison basically, a set, but it felt like that. So the intensity just grew and grew and grew, and the connection between those two actors grew and grew. But I got to say, Diego Luna, his commitment from the beginning to to capturing the love story, to making you believe that this character would fall in love with Melina was just he was rigorous. That moment you described, like where he apologized, apologizes for saying, people like you. Those little things, and that's why he was, I think, the perfect person for this, that he's so intelligent, but there's such sensitivity there too, underneath that gruff exterior. And Tonatiuh is kind of more the newcomer,
Mhm.
to the situation. So, but working with Diego, with him, it was just remarkable to see him grow, I think, more than anything.
It's fantastic. The chemistry was amazing, and I love your cast. Can you tell me a little bit about the cast? When you were writing, did you say, "Oh, Diego's gonna do this,
Yes.
J.Lo is gonna do this"?
Yep. It was
Because I,
definitely, yeah. When I was writing it, it was J.Lo and Diego. Yeah, there's no question about that. And how often does that happen where your director, you submit it to your two first choices and they say yes? With Molina, I was not only casting Molina but also Kendall Nesbitt, the guy, the musical comedy performer. So that already was an extra burden, but also. I realized it reminded me when I was making Dreamgirls, and we had that amazing cast, but none of it
love this movie.
mattered. But
This actually was
it took,
sorry. This is one of my favorite movie of all time, by the way.
no, oh,
I
that's
swear
great.
to God, because it kind of like brought me back to an era where I didn't live in America, and it was kind of good to see between the performance between
Yeah.
all of them. Jennifer Hudson made it out of this movie,
Oh,
after some great
that
film, The
I love
Cadillac.
hearing that. I love hearing it. But what I was going to say is that it's same as Jennifer Hudson in this movie. We could have a great cast, but the whole movie is on the shoulders of this young actor or actress who hadn't really done much before. So that was what it made it so exciting, but also, you know, scary a little bit to because you realize you could get everything else right, but if you didn't care about this person, none of it would matter.
Usually, like the actors, usually they accept when they know that there's a great director on the project, and they know they're gonna be taken care of. So I think that's what happened to them, and
Oh,
that's why the movie is great.
oh man, you're very kind. Thank you, Mico.
Bill, thank you so much. I'm very
Okay,
proud of what you've done, and hopefully I'll see you in the future.
okay, good. I look forward to it.
Take it
Bye
easy,
bye.
Bill.
Bye.
Congrats. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.